Thank you for making Locked On Packers and or Locked On Texans your first listen every day. Now, for your second listen, go check out Locked On NFL now with 2 shows every day. The Madman Tyler Rowland, who Big Sarge knows, from the AFC South, brings you a double shot of morning NFL espresso. Then stop by the barbershop with Tony Wiggins, who Big Sarge knows in the AFC South, for some real NFL talk. Find out Locked On NFL on YouTube or wherever you get podcasts. 2 of my absolute favorite people to talk football with. Go check that out. You are lucky that you get to do crossovers with them twice a year, Sarge. So paint me a picture for a Houston Texans win. What does it look like? What is the one thing they need to do to get that dub?
In order to get that dub, they have to make sure that they protect the ball, because the Packers secondary is ball hawks as well. Mm-hmm. They love, and if I'm not mistaken, they lead the NFL in interceptions
and in total turnovers. All the turnover stats, Green Bay's at the top.
Yeah. But the one thing that CJ Stroud is very good at doing is protecting the ball. Yep. I mean, he has some interceptions this year. The interception that he threw last week really wasn't his fault. It hit Dalton Schultz in the hand, and so CJ is not just going to give the ball away. What I'm curious to see, and we talked about the wide receivers of the Green Bay Packers. I want to see if Nixon. And I want to see if Jair Alexander, if they're able to stay in front of Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs. Even without Nico Collins, they're really good. I want to see if the Packers defense can stop Joe Mixon or re-energize Joe Mixon, who's coming back and playing with a vengeance. And so that offense has to get going early and often against the Packers. And they also have to be able to supplement for the injuries, because there may not be an Azeez Al-Shaair. There may not be a Henry Toa. There may not be a Kamari Lassiter. And they have to have that next man up mentality. And so Neville Hewitt is going to have to step up. And here's a former linebacker that when he was with the Jets, he was a starter, had one season, I think he had 143 tackles. And so he's capable of doing it. It's just that he hasn't gotten the reps and the opportunity. So the offense is definitely going to have to get going early and often, no penalties, so they can sustain long drives. And then that defense is going to have to step up and put a lot of pressure on Jordan Love.
So the key to me, at least defensively for the Packers, is no big plays, because Houston's offense has really been reliant on not just big plays, but late down big plays. 3rd down, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12. You get a holding call on 1st down. You pick up 8 yards, and then it's, you're having to work from behind the sticks. The Packers have to take advantage of that. Right now, the Houston Texans offense, 25th in success rate. The Packers are going to say, if you want to go 10 plays, 12 plays, 14 plays, be our guests, because we don't think you can do it. And we think we're going to make enough negative plays, whether it's a TFL in the run game, whether it's a sack, whether it's a forced fumble or an interception, that's good enough, because that's the way the Packers play defense. They're a top 12 defense by EPA per play, but that's really only because of turnovers. They fall to 20th when you take away the turnovers, down to down, play to play. Well, the weird thing about that is that's not what the Texans are doing well, even though it seems like they should. So don't let this be the week that they do that, because that certainly is something that could happen with CJ Stroud, but he's just that good. And then on the offensive side, I kind of telegraphed it. It's don't let those defensive ends wreck the game. Yeah. If you don't let those guys, especially at this point where the defense, the best players are now Hunter, Anderson, and Stingley. And I think the rest of that back 7, if you're playing 2 backup linebackers, a backup corner, a backup safety, that back 7 is potentially vulnerable. So if you can block it up front, I'm thinking heavy play action, where you get these 2-man concepts, Christian Watson over the top. They're running dagger. They're running Yankee. They're running all these big inbreaker, Kyle Shanahan kind of stuff that theoretically the Texans have seen in practice every day for 2 years.
Yeah.
Then I think the Packers can move the ball. I kind of like this matchup for the Packers right now. I'm going to be honest. And I said this earlier in the week. I think you'll appreciate it, because you made the same point. If this game were in week 11 and week 12, I don't think I would be as confident as I am today, because the Texans haven't quite hit their stride offensively. I think they will. I think they'll get Nico Collins back, and they'll be a really good team. So Texans fans, don't get mad at me. Yeah. But I think I like the Packers in this game, something like 27-23, 27-24, something like that. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a good game. But I do think the Packers at home they're clicking right now offensively in a way that the Texans are not. And so I like that.
Well, I have it the other way. I think
Okay.
that the Texans are going to win 28-14, and I think that they're going to force
14.
Yeah, because I don't think that Jordan Love is going to. So when I look at the comparison of the quarterbacks real quick, I like Jordan Love, but he can be forced into a lot of errors. And once his feet gets choppy back there, and once he starts, he's good on the move, but he isn't as good as
Hey, listen,
TJ
tell your
is.
head coach, because he said Jordan Love is the best quarterback that they played this season, and they played Josh Allen already this season. So D'Amico Ryans believes in Jordan Love.
Yeah, but I mean, D'Amico Ryans also believed in Anthony Richardson. He also believed in Caleb Williams. He also believed in Trevor Lawrence. Oh, you see what I'm saying? He also
Yeah.
said that Drake May, is going to come in and do an absolute job. I mean, we know how these coaches speak, but at the end of the day, Jordan Love is a very good quarterback, and it's going to be the best quarterback, yes, that they played up to now, because at the end of the season they have to play Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson back to back. So yes, Jordan Love is really good, but I mean, he's also subject to he's subject to throw either 4 touchdowns or he could possibly throw 4 interceptions. And that's
Or
where it
both.
gets a
He
little
almost did that
sketchy.
against the Vikings.
That's where it gets a little sketchy to me, especially when they were down 28-0, and they did come back and score 22 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
But
they
that's
went
a
on a
lot.
29-3 run after going down 28-0.
So all I'm saying is that I got the Texans at 28-14.
See, I look at what happened in Minnesota, and I watched that tape. I watched that game, and I saw a team that a well-schemed offense, because Sam Darnold can be forced into turnovers too. A well-schemed offense with good tackles. Zach Tom has not allowed a pressure this season. Zach Tom and Rasheed Walker, one of the best offensive tackle duos in the league. I look at that and I see a well-schemed offense can attack the perimeter and the deep half against the Texans. And so I think the Packers are going to be schemed up enough offensively. I have belief in Matt LaFleur that even though I have so much respect for D'Amico Ryans, I just think from a personnel standpoint, Green Bay has an advantage there.
Well, let me ask you a question real quick, Peter.
Yeah.
Have they went up against 2 defensive ends like Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. that play the wide 9? Like, because it's easy
Not
to
like
play.
this. I mean, they're the best edge pass rushers in the league right now, probably as a duo.
And so that's what I'm saying. It's easy for those tackles to be that good when they have that help from the interior, because the defensive ends are playing this close. When you spread them out and put them one-on-one on the island, now you got to see how good they are. And I mean, you also got to remember Danielle Hunter, Minnesota Vikings. He's seen these tackles before. He's seen this offense before. So that's all I'm saying, man.
Well, Zach Tom has seen them before. So was Rasheed Walker. So,
Yep.
it's familiarity breeds contempt. I think there's going to be some contempt. I think this is going to be a playoff atmosphere on Sunday. Both of these teams want this game bad. This is a statement opportunity. Someone's going to make a statement on Sunday. I think it's going to be the Packers. You think it's going to be the Texans.